Alright guys, we're back here with Harry. How's it going, Harry?
Yeah, it's going okay. It's going okay right now.
What have you been up to today?
Well, the typical day is a day that, it's like any other day. If you were asking the same questions of these guys that I see in the videos, they were perhaps, going to a place that is, that they could spend the day there at the library maybe, or walking around completely mindlessly and just paying a preparation debt, paying my fees.
Paying your fees? What kind of fees?
Fees of, say, for like example, the pain and discomfort that I will give myself time to let my body adjust to such as stuff like this, and running the gauntlet against life is my life is like my grandfather's, my 9th and my 12th great grandfather removed. They were slaves to tobacco, and they in turn would spend their whole life going to and from, and in emotion, or in like a repetition of day-to-day life. They were, as I am, they can see this other place that is completely dead by the what's called a no-life Sunday sun bomb. The sun bomb is makes everything in the land fit for the dead. And the dead, I'm talking of literally coming from under the ground, and a world that is, the zombie apocalypse.
Zombie apocalypse.
The zombie apocalypse, man.
Hey Harry, how long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless since I got out of prison.
What were you in prison for?
Breaking into the United Way building, climbed in a window, and may have had some criminal intent behind it. I don't know. But
how long did you serve?
2 years.
How was it in there?
In prison?
Yeah.
It was as comfortly as can be expected. Just waiting out the time is pretty much the answer. I mean, when time becomes time, it you realize that there's sort of like let's say a time tower, if you will, but that it slows down for some people. The quality of their life is categorized, and in the end, it's more or less like a land that doesn't have to upkeep the refuse of some other place, because the jinn, whom is he's a West Side hustler, and he was unable to attend to his primordial detail in his work, and that is it's a shameful thing, but it is not his thing that he had anything control over. It was that.
Hey Harry, does your family know about your situation?
I gave up my family, and I took up a calling from the Synagogue of Satan in San Francisco. Some years back, I began to become interested in, at a time in my life where I was feeling that I wasn't quite at a place in my life where I could accept that Jesus Christ was a real person, and that he actually would come down out of heaven for a place to reconcile the two ways of a house against itself, and it brought about the princiere of new monies and mammon, his prince's Larry's house, giving many things that for the basic one of the pillars of true Satanist is that he realizes that in order to exceed one's expectations of himself and to be able to approach Christ and to approach also the priests at his resting place, he realized that to pray for him is to be Christ-like. And that was exactly what I did, and I began to feel like out of the year the church was founded, that the 3 years before that was up until now, at the present time, has been a constant development and is reaching its conflict, it's the crux. It's a crux of being able to look at somebody and realize that there is a shadow that will cast a very powerful delusion on to a person, and they will appear, as I feel I have in times, due to my psychotic and with no checking or recompense of my actions, and developing here. And
so I see that you have that stick there. That's obviously for self-defense, huh?
No, it's like I go digging around in the garbage all the time.
Oh, that's one?
Yeah, and I know of these people that are not human people. They're not human typical or traditional human family. They're something more. They're from another place.
Oh.
And
hey Harry, what's like the craziest thing you've had to deal with while you've been homeless? What have you seen out here in the streets that you've had to deal with?
Pain that is given up, hurting, like seeing a girl's face as she is irrevocably destroyed something or taken something, or it's taken from her, rather. And it's very sad, yes, but it's much like everything else. That is the hardest thing I've had to deal with, is seeing the most desirable, independent soul or person, or aside from everything that will be, it's seeing that and seeing her pained face and hurt because she will not follow me to a place where...
What kind of substances have you had to resort to, Harry, for being out here?
Substance?
Yeah, like drugs?
Lots. I'm finding out now that the toxicity of what is commonly the sickness and the failing of a place that goes backwards. I use these Ouija board and the centrifugal planchet to close too many chasms of entry into the world because of this. These in certain places are...
How do the other homeless treat you there? Or Harry, my bad.
Well, it's as it would be a constant in my community of knowing, or to have a sensible quickening of my wealth in my life as it's given, because of a legacy that I intended with vigor. I will find that the Korean dictator, known in here for the swap meet Louie.
Sorry for that. Do you have a message for your family if they end up seeing this video?
Yeah. I would tell them, Mom, you know, the Queen of England passed away some time ago, and you know how I love the royal family. I am going to remind you, Mother, when you go to that place and you surrender in a time that is not the motion of a Christian as you are, Mom, but that you will realize that your son, me, has made a commitment to go into the deeper crater chasm that is known as the 7 circles of hell, and with an escort I'm going to assure any remedial magic that may have prevented Princess Diana from being escorted to the reaches of heaven, to, and my mother as well. She's married and her husband is my stepfather, a good man, but he's in the throes of consequences after smoking for 30 years, and I have prayed my mother has not the will to prevent herself from committing an ultimate sin after he is gone. And
Okay.
so,
Hey Harry, so would you be okay with me doing a follow-up interview in the future?
yes,
I appreciate it, sir. And
I would tell her this, Mom,
oh, sorry about that.
when the people are there, I've asked them to take you to Mount Edgecombe, and Mom, I basically put a hit out on you from, like, you know, the deeper throes to prevent you from killing yourself, Mom. You know, you can't lose what you have already, and I can't come back home, Mom. You know that. I love you.
Thank you, Harry. And lastly, would you be okay with me posting this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's fine.